And I'd like to now introduce our speaker, Reverend Paulette Pipe. Reverend Paulette Pipe is a gifted mindfulness and meditation teacher, retreat facilitator, and host of Touching the Stillness, which is a popular, lively meditation, mindfulness, and spiritual practices podcast available on most podcast platforms. With a distinctive, mesmerizing voice and reputation for leading heartfelt meditations, as she did last night. Reverend Paulette creates rich, sacred experiences based on a wide range of traditional and unexpected practices, which are designed to make the practice of mindfulness and meditation both relevant and accessible for daily application. Formerly spiritual director of the UK Unity headquarters, and then manager of the retreats department at Unity Village, today, Reverend Paulette heads Touching the Stillness Ministries. This is a vibrant, tithing, thriving mindfulness and meditation organization whose mission is to demonstrate and inspire others to remain audacious, bold, and courageous through sustained and relevant mindful living. This sought-after speaker, with 3 beloved guided meditation CDs to her name, which also will be available outside the bookstore after the service, leads retreats, workshops, and extended meditations at venues in the United States and abroad. A British-born native, Reverend Paulette currently resides in Lee's Summit, Missouri. For our message, which will end with a meditation, now let me just say, don't slip out before service is over. You're going to miss it because the meditation will be at the end. A special meditation will be at the end. Let's take an opportunity now to give Reverend Paulette a warm Unity welcome.
Good morning. Wow, you look rosy and bright considering you had a late night. But you also look to me like you're audacious, bold, and courageous with that prayer-powered living. So I'm delighted to be here. Thank you, Reverend Sylvia, for not only inviting me in to stand up for humanity, but here today to bring a message, which is stand up for humanity, stand up for peace. So last night was fantastic. I'm really glad I got to spend another opportunity. That I had another opportunity to be part of Stand Up for Humanity. And for all intents and purposes, it sounds like it was really successful and everything that we've been praying for and more. But that's the event that's over, and now the work begins. We were just a few hundred feet away from the memorial of Abraham Lincoln, who's quoted as saying, "If I only had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 6 of them sharpening my axe." If I only had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 8 of, oh dear, let's do that again. If I only had 8 hours to cut down a tree, I would spend 6 of them sharpening my axe. So when I hear this quote from Lincoln, I always think of Matthew 6:33. Seek first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be yours as well. So what's that got to do with standing up for humanity and taking action rather than just leaving everything at the reflecting pool last night? Well, how we sharpen that proverbial axe head is during times of stillness and meditation practice. And I would say that, wouldn't I? But seeking God in the stillness and the silence hones and heightens the qualities and the attributes that we need in order to succeed in our intention to stand up for all. You see, our spiritual practice in general can make swift work of managing whatever is before us to handle. It's not magic. It's not like you do the practice and then magic happens in that way, but it's just the silence, transmutational qualities change us from the inside out. And so we do show up as kindness. We do show up treating others the way we want to be treated because we're more aware. We're not going through the world asleep or on our devices and zoned out. Consistency, though, is the key. We have to throw away the excuses, but not the practice. Throw away the excuses, not the practice. So, if using this meditation metaphor, that we only have 8 hours to chop down a tree, and we spend the first 6 sharpening our axe, am I suggesting that we spend 6 hours a day in meditation? I can feel you all freezing up on me. You didn't know I was a mind reader, did you? And I can feel you over there cringing, going, I haven't got 6 hours to spend in meditation. It's okay, you can breathe. Because that's not exactly what I'm suggesting. Although you may be surprised to know that if you are short on time or if you feel you don't have enough time, that is the time to extend or engage in your meditation. But anyway, I'm not here to traumatize you today. I'm just to encourage you, because we'll save that for another time. But what I'm suggesting is that being in stillness and using whatever method gets you there will help all of us to get clear about and dedicated to our purpose, because we all have something to bring to the table as we stand up for humanity, as you've been hearing for weeks and again last night. There's a purpose that each of us have been called to, and the one that we've identified as ours is the one that will be enhanced when we blanket it and set it in the foundation of stillness, silence, and meditation. When we're called to sharpen our axe, there's no place for doubt. Or as Science of Mind founder Ernest Holmes put it, all doubt and fear must leave, and in their place must come faith and confidence, for we will be led by the Spirit into all good. All doubt and fear must leave, and in their place must come faith and confidence, for we will be led by the Spirit of God into all good. And then Marcus Garvey says, if you have no confidence in yourself, you're twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you've won before you've started. So, when we're called to do big things, we sometimes quiver and shake and like, why me, not me, I'm not as good as. But being still in a time of silence will build our confidence. It will build our resolve and our tenacity. And then over time, the practice will become non-negotiable. Well, it's already non-negotiable, but we'll just make sure that's first in everything. And we'll be better able to resist temptation to ditch the practice at the first whiff of a challenge or any discomfort. And we'll be so sharp and ready to tackle any sacred assignment that's ours to accomplish. Do you agree? Yes. Just making sure you're still awake. So meditation is the tool that sharpens our axe and fosters self-confidence in ourselves and in our practice. And it's like building a muscle. And that too happens with consistency and practice, because practice makes progress. Practice makes progress. One of the things we do sometimes, though, is underestimate our contribution. We think it's too small, it's not as great as someone else may do or be, or how they may show up. But when you're being called to sharpen your axe in preparation for the task ahead, there's no place for comparison to someone else or what they're contributing. On Friday, we were part of a press conference, and Sister Jenna was here, and she shared in the press conference that there are 4 C's: complaining, competition, criticism, and comparison. 4 C's that knock us off our path. So Comparing ourselves to others is definitely one of those. And oh my gosh, I know I'm the only one, so I'm just going to let you in on a little secret. I do that sometimes. I know I'm the only one, so I'm just telling you that, I sometimes compare myself and think, wow, so-and-so's going to be doing that or going to be here. And wow, have you heard them meditate? I'm not standing up next to them. But it's a passion killer of another kind. It's going to stop us in our tracks when we have a task, an assignment, a sacred assignment, a gift that we've been ordained with, that we're supposed to bring to the table for standing up for humanity. If we stop ourselves at comparison, it will never get done. Because sometimes we're wondering if we're enough, if what we're doing is enough, if what we're giving is enough. And I'm here to tell you it is enough because you are enough. Never underestimate the power of your contribution, no matter how great, no matter how small it may be. It will be enough to make a difference. It only takes one of us, and look how many of us there are here. I think I said this last night, but Galatians 6:9, let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we will reap if we faint not. Or like the old Wings of Song Unity hymnal, I'm really showing my age now. The old Wings of Song Unity hymnal includes a song with a verse that says, I shall not fear, nor shall the task appall me, though it may seem too heavy for my hands. For I know that he who to the task did call me will give me strength to meet the task's demands. So with the right intention, and for me it's all about intention, we can all make a difference with whatever offering we've been blessed to contribute or express. Size doesn't matter here. Contributing what is ours and ours alone to express, that's what counts. So don't denigrate, decry, or belittle your gift or your contribution to humanity. Just do your best without comparison. Don't think that you have to be like Oprah to have influence. We may not be Oprah, but we can be generous, we can be inclusive, and by right of consciousness, we too can be influential. You don't even need to be like Ellen DeGeneres, who has contacts that change a life. We may not be Ellen DeGeneres, but we can be kind to one another. We can be generous and love one another through challenges. And don't think you have to be like Reverend Sylvia either to make big things happen. You too have the ability to tune into your spirit and unequivocally, without hesitation, follow the God-inspired guidance that you receive. And I know I'm not the only one that hears her say, and Spirit told me. You just shift when she says that because you know something big is coming for you to do. But the big and the small counts, and then we all stand like we did last night. We stand amazed. I think someone touched on it last night, but I just want to reiterate it, that standing up for humanity is not about trying to look good or trying to want to fix something or someone. It's not a time for demonstrating our egocentric hero complex that's triggered by a misguided desire to only do something in order to be noticed or to get more likes on social media or to garner applause, accolades, or validation. Oh no. We do our good works because it's the right thing to do. We stand up for humanity in our own inimitable way without looking for reward or some sense of entitlement. Give in secret, and the Lord will reward you openly. The scripture goes something like this in Matthew 6, 1-4, in the New King James Version. Take heed that you do not do your charitable deeds before men to be seen by them. Otherwise you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, Do not sound a trumpet about you as the hypocrites in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have the glory of men. Assuredly, I say to you, they have their reward. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father, who sees in secret, will himself reward you openly. So you see, it isn't about doing anything or making a contribution to get a reward. This is just about being authentic and having the motivation to do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. When we're called to sharpen our axe in preparation for the task ahead, we do so by seeking God first. And guess what happens? Whatever resources required to equip and support us in fulfilling that intention of our holy purpose, it will surely manifest. And you, my friends, are a witness of that. So set your no strings attached intention. Touch your neighbor and say, no strings. No strings. So we set our no strings attached intention. And I can hear you asking in your mind, I can hear you like, how do we do that? Well, I'm really glad you asked, because I wanted to tell you, I really wanted to be here to tell you that you can remain true to your no strings intention by setting a container of meditation or spiritual practices, such as centering or affirmative prayer. Or maybe you have a yoga practice. Did you know that yoga that comes from the Eastern traditions was traditionally a practice that prepares you for meditation? Now we're all about exercise and looking good and doing those postures like pretzel twists, and those are all good, but the fastest way to move to stillness is to move your body. And so practices, somatic practices like yoga and qigong and tai chi and all those, they help us to move into our practice, into the stillness even more quickly. There's Lectio Divina, which is Latin for divine or devotional reading. Perhaps you already read the Daily or Science of Mind magazine or some other devotional each day. Let that be the opening, gate opener for your practice, bring you into stillness and silence as you sharpen your axe. Maybe your axe sharpening contribution is something like metta or loving kindness meditation, considering we're talking about being kind to one another today. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be well. May all beings be at peace, and may all beings be happy. And so we say that first for ourselves. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease, and may I be happy. And then we say it for our loved ones and our children and our pets and all the people who make us feel all fuzzy inside. Or then we say it for our acquaintances or associates or people that we interact with on a daily basis, or service providers, or the person who's emptying the trash cans in the streets. And then we say it for those button pushers, those people who get on our last nerves, or we disagree with in any way, politically, spiritually, in any other way. And then we remember our humanity and our oneness, and we affirm something like, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. And you have to breathe into that, because it means you're relinquishing and the separation, the othering. When we set our no strings of intention during times of meditation, it's amazing how beautifully and serendipitously the resources, the ideas, the attributes that we need will spill forth into our awareness. It starts there and then shows up in our lives. We sharpen our axe by putting our prayer time and our meditation practice first. And then we have our no strings attached intention, and we do our best without comparing ourselves to others. But wait, there's more. There's another axe sharpening practice that we can add that really is simple and easy to incorporate. Once we've got the practice and we're engaged in it on a consistent and regular basis, we can dedicate that practice to another person or institution or organization. Has anyone ever done that before? Probably listeners are touching the stillness. No. It's a common practice in some Eastern traditions to dedicate your meditation practice, your mindfulness practice, to another person. So today, what I would like to do as we move into meditation is a practice that allows us to stand up for humanity and dedicate our practice and our silence to each and every continent on the globe. But first, I'd like to invite you to affirm with me the affirmation that I believe is in your program. I will say it first and then we'll affirm it together. Actually, let's stand together to say this if you have it. If not, I'll break it down. I am willing to stand for peace and possibility as I first seek peace from the kingdom within me. Every required resource is provided to support my holy intention. Do you have that one? Oh, perfect. Let's affirm it together. I am willing to stand for peace and possibility as I seek peace from the kingdom within me. Every required resource is provided to support my holy intention. Let's stand and breathe into that a moment. So these are not just words, they're not just platitudes, they have meaning. They are part of sharpening our axe in preparation for the task ahead. Seeking first the kingdom of God and its righteousness. Take a breath and exhale. And let's affirm it one more time. I am willing to stand up for peace and possibility as I first seek the peace from the kingdom within me. Every required resource is provided to support the intention. Thank you. I can feel that. You may be seated. And so the first half of our meditation will be an open eye meditation that will include a mudra, which is a hand position because we have energy in our fingertips, and when we place our fingers in certain configurations, we can feel the energy of that. So several years ago, I was in New York. I went to the Broadway Theater to see Thich Nhat Hanh for a one-day meditation. It's very beautiful, very powerful. And there was one point in the program where the choir was singing. He had the monks on one side, the nuns on the other, and he was seated on the stage with his signature large bowl. And as they sang this beautiful, mesmerizing chant, he would sound the bell. And I was so mesmerized by it, I decided to keep my eyes open. And it took me a while to realize I'd been crying as I witnessed this experience. But it wasn't just tears, you know how you get emotional in meditation. The tears fell in a V and dropped into my heart center, like it was just bathing and washing my heart center. And I realized it was because I was witnessing the mudra that he was sharing with each of us, with most of us, had our eyes closed. And so as they sang, as they chanted, and he would intermittently sound the bell, he would then place his hand on his chest and sweep his hand across his chest with his palm faced up. And he would reach his ring finger, the tip of his wedding ring finger and thumb together, and then he turned the palm towards us and let it go. Oh my gosh, it was like that energy of love from his heart was being shared with each of us. And that's what we're going to do for each of the 7 continents today. So let's practice it together. Place your hands on your chest and breathe and feel the breath as your chest heaves. Feel love pulsing into the palm of your hand. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, just sweep your hand across your chest and extend your palm up. And reach your ring finger and thumb tip to tip. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, turn your hand, release. Got it? Let's take that into meditation. So become still where you are. Check your body to feel what you're feeling and where in your body you are experiencing the sensation. Make any adjustments that you need to so that you can be fully relaxed yet alert. Notice where your shoulders are. Are they cringed up at your ears? If so, just let them glide down. Are you holding tension anywhere in your being? Just notice. And allow your knees to soften and your toes to uncurl in your shoes. Unclench any area that you're gripping. And feel relaxation descend upon you now. From the crown of your head all the way down to the very tips and toenails of your feet. And breathe in and breathe out as slowly as you're able. And as you breathe in all the air, just feel your chest expand, your abdomen expand. And as you exhale, release all the air as slowly as you can. And as you let go of all the air, the next breath, the next inhalation will take care of itself. As we sharpen our axe, breath by breath by breath. As we seek first the kingdom of God, righteousness, here in this state of stillness. As we relax, let us just linger here for a moment in the stillness of the silence, knowing that as we do, this is our contribution to stand up for humanity. Knowing that meditation is not just for our own benefit, for our own well-being and peace of mind and calmness, but so that we can show up and show out with no strings attached, intention to fulfill that which is ours to do, to give, to share, to be. So let us marinate this gift, this task, this sacred assignment as we breathe in and breathe out in the stillness of the silence. subject to change as directed by Spirit. We remain here in the still place, and I invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. And breathe deeply. And place your dominant hand on your chest at the heart center, the middle of your chest. Feel the pulse of your heartbeat pulsing into the palm of your hands. And in your mind's eye, visualize the beautiful blue globe coming into view, into focus in your mind. Imagine you're peering through your forehead, through the third eye, and you see the beautiful globe coming towards you, expanding and growing in size. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, sweep your hand across your chest. With your palm faced up, reach your ring finger and thumb tip to tip. And position your palm forward, facing forward. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, exhale love to planet Earth. And then replace your hand on your chest. Breathe deeply. Imagine the globe in your mind's eye spinning and then stopping at the continent of Africa. Breathe into the palm of your hands. As we hold the space for the people and the continent of Africa, knowing that the regenerative process of life and love is now activated in everyone there, every future generation, the abundant restorative life that radiates through all the places on this land, its vegetation, its ocean, its aquatic life, the air, the creatures that inhabit the place of Africa. And then just sweep your hand across your chest. With your palm faced up, reach your ring finger and thumb tip to tip, and extend your hand to the people and the continent and the leadership of Africa. Take a breath in, exhale. And imagine the globe spinning and then pausing on the continent of Asia. Place your hand on your chest. Breathe in deeply. Feel the pulse of your hand, the pulse of your heart beating into your hand. And feel love there for every person, every animal, every being on the continent of Asia. And then sweep your hand across your chest. Place your palm up with the ring finger and thumb tip to tip, knowing that the regenerative process of life and love is activated in all beings on the planet of Asia, radiates through all its places and its land, its vegetation, its forests, its oceans, its aquatic life, the air, the creatures that inhabit this place. Take a breath. Turn your palm forward. You extend love now to the continent of Asia. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Place your hand on your chest. Feel the pulse of your heartbeat moving into the palm of your hand. Let love radiate from your heart into your palm. And imagine in your mind's eye the globe spinning and stopping at the continent of Antarctica. Sweep your hand across your chest with your palm faced up, your ring finger and thumb tip to tip. Hold that energy of love in your hand as we know and affirm and see in our mind's eye the regenerative process taking place now on the continent of Antarctica. Reactivating and regenerating every part, every inhabitant there is safe and secure. This land, its vegetation, its oceans, its aquatic life, the life of the air that is breathed, the creatures who inhabit this place are blessed and healed and transformed by this love that we radiate. So turn your palm face forward, exhale as you breathe love, extend love to all on the continent of Antarctica. Take another deep breath in and exhale. Place your hand on your chest. Breathe in deeply. Feel the love pulsing into your hand, radiating into your palm as you visualize in your mind's eye the globe spinning and then stopping at the continent of Australia. Sweep your hand across your chest with your palm faced up, ring finger and thumb tip to tip. Hold the energy there and breathe deeply. As this love energy vibrates into this room and from this room out to the continent and the people, the animals, the creatures, the children, the future generations, the aquatic life, the forest, the vegetation, all beings, the creatures of the air, everything and everyone on the continent of Australia. Take a breath in, turn your palm, and extend that love vibration to the continent and its people of Australia. Breathe in and breathe out. Place your hand on your chest. Imagine in your mind's eye as you breathe into your hand, imagine this globe spinning in your mind's eye and stopping at the continent of Europe. Sweep your hand across your chest. Extend your palm up, ring finger and thumb tip to tip. And now turn and face your palm, knowing that this love vibration is radiating out from this room. There is no space, no separation, and every person on the continent of Europe can feel this vibration, this energy. Every forest or the vegetation, the aquatic life, the creatures of the air that they breathe, the children, the future, the generation, the leadership, the oceans. Feel this vibration now, and as we breathe in, exhale, we extend this vibration of love to the people, the places, the leadership, the continent of Europe. Place your hand on your chest. Feel the pulse of your hand against your chest and the vibration of love pulsing from your chest into your hand as you imagine in your mind's eye the globe spinning and bringing us to the familiar place, the continent of North America. Sweep your hand across your chest. Extend your palm out. Ring finger and thumb tip to tip touches. Breathe in and breathe out. As we visualize in our mind's eye the regenerative process activated as life and love now permeating every part of North America, its people, the children, the future generations, all the creatures of the land, creatures of the air, the vegetation, the aquatic life, the oceans, and the leadership, the government, all who dwell here on this continent. Take a breath in, turn your palm and exhale that vibration of love to the people, the places, the continent of North America. Take a breath in. Exhale all the air. Place your hand on your chest one more time. Feel the pulse of your heartbeat radiating into your hand. The energy of love that knows no bounds, no limitation. Sweep your hand across your chest with your palm faced up, and then reach your ring finger and thumb tip to tip, and breathe here. Feeling that vibration of love, moving from this sanctuary, moving with no space or time limitation into the continent of South America and all the people who dwell there, the children, the future generation, the lands, the vegetation, the aquatic life, the forests, the creatures of the air that they breathe, everything on this land, this continent. May you be at peace. May peace be in this land for all. Take a breath in. Turn your palm and exhale this vibration of love and peace to all who dwell on the continent of South America. Place both of your hands on your chest, your dominant hand on your chest and your other hand on top. And just breathe deeply. May peace be with everyone. Peace on the land, on the planet, on every continent. And when we stand for peace as we stand for all humanity, may we do so with no strings attached, with no comparison. May we do so by first seeking the Spirit of God, the energy of love and all righteousness in our deliberate, consistent time of prayer, meditation, mindfulness practice. May we use this to sharpen our axe so we may chop down the tree. May the tree of life that we are facing right now, may that tree of life blossom and flourish, and may we be equipped with all that we need to make our contribution in a way that only we can. We have been called for a time such as this. There is no fear, there is no doubt. It leaves now, and in its place is faith and confidence. And we are filled with the reassurance of the Spirit of the living light filled energy of the divine, moving through and creating a path ahead of us for us to do that which is ours to do. We are grateful for this opportunity to be on the planet at this time to fulfill our holy purpose and our holy intention. We give God all the glory, all the praise, whatever name or nature we know God to be. And so it is, and so we let it be as we stand. Please stand. Please stand, please stand, as we stand for all humanity, as we stand for peace, as we stand in peace. Let this peace, this love, this life, this activation now echo through the chambers of this sanctuary and radiate out into the world. There is no limitation. There is only God, there is only good, and this possibility is now fulfilled. As I speak it into existence on our behalf, let it be done as I decree, as we touch and agree. For it is spoken in the name and under the authority of the living Christ nature of peace and love and possibility that dwells in each and every one of us. It is done. It is finished. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen, 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 amen. Namaste.